To Quantum Joy Alignment with the Enlightened World Network. So glad that you are with me today. I am Dr. Ellen, the Midlife Whisperer. We have a very special show. I should say, I have a very special show planned for you today. Today, I am going to be really talking about the core of quantum joy alignment, which is having more joy in your life. This show is all about helping you to embrace yourself, to enlighten your body, your mind, and your heart, and to really connect with your true self so that you have more joy in your life. And when I am working with clients or I'm initially speaking with someone, one of the questions that I always get, or the quest that people have, is simply, where did my joy go? I talk to so many women, and I work mainly with women at midlife, who are kind of scratching their heads and saying, I just don't feel the way I used to be. I just want to wake up energized and joyful and excited to start my day. And it's just not there anymore. So today's show, I'm going to give you 3 techniques that are going to help you to really elevate your joy, which is what quantum joy alignment is all about. We're going to talk about the Leo full moon, which is happening on Thursday. And that's really also about having more joy, more love. That's what Leo energy is really all about. I'm going to pull a few cards and really provide you with a powerful meditation that's going to help you tap into your heart. So grab a cup of tea, glass of water, maybe take some notes, because it's going to be a power-packed show just for you. So I want to tell you a story about one of my clients who I was working with last week. And she said to me, my husband remarked that I haven't been this joyful, this full of love, passion, and energy since my 20s. And she is in her late 50s, and she was super excited. And so these techniques that I'm going to share with you are techniques that I've shared with her. So the first technique that we did together was to simply make a joy list. So I encourage you to just grab your favorite way of journaling, whether you journal on your phone or you journal on a piece of paper, and start a list of all of the things that bring you joy in your life. So this client, Caroline, we did just that. And what was on her list is, first of all, travel. She absolutely loves to travel. So what she did is she actually took a solo trip to Europe. And she had a great time. She was a little hesitant because she didn't speak the language, but she was really tapping into her joy. The other thing that was on her list is she liked the place where she worked, but she didn't quite like her role. And so she was able to work within her organization and change the job that she was doing on a daily basis. So she changed the work that she was doing to do something that was more in alignment with her heart, her passion, her joy. She started finding more joy in her daily life. So getting up a little early, I tell this to all my clients, get up 10, 15 minutes early. Do something that brings you joy, whether that is meditation, doing a little yoga, spending time with your partner or your pets, maybe doing a little journaling, a little reading. That 10, 15 minutes can really set the tone for your entire day. So she found ways throughout the day to connect with joy, to take a break at the lunch hour and to, go for a little walk, to do things in the evening that were really important and brought her joy. So found out, I love to travel, changed her job, did more of the things in her daily life that brought her joy, and then also planning more little micro trips. So she really liked live music. So she started buying tickets for live music, going and doing things that brought her joy. So that's the first thing. Do more things that bring you joy. And the cool thing about this, when you make this list, you're really bringing some light and energy and giving yourself permission to lean into what brings you joy and start discovering that part of yourself so you can come into quantum joy alignment. And the cool thing that happens is that you open the door for opportunities. As you write this list down, you get to know yourself. The other thing that was really surprising that most of my clients kind of scratch their heads, they start, if they need to lose weight and they've been doing a lot of emotional eating, as you start to do more things that light you up, that bring you joy, you stop doing more of those dysfunctional behaviors like emotional eating, or maybe having that, glass or two of wine in the evening because you're not feeling good, you start to feel better. You start to have more energy. You come into quantum joy alignment. So that's number one. Take out a piece of paper, open something on your phone. I just started a new journal myself where I'm, tracking my emotions, and make a list of, I encourage you, start with 10, work up to 25, 50, 100 things that bring you joy. And that will really start to open the door. And you'll also find that you'll start to discover your passion and purpose. Again, women are always asking me, oh my God, I don't know my purpose. I don't know my passion. And your purpose and passion, those little breadcrumbs of joy that you're putting on this list, are what will lead you to that place of passion and purpose. So number one, make your joy list. Number two, you've got to open up to all of your emotions. I'll say that again. You've got to open to all of your emotions. And this is hard. And if you're struggling with the difficult emotions, I encourage you to watch last week's show, because I talked all about how to work productively with the difficult emotions. So the grief, the sadness, the anger, the frustration, because when you open to all your emotions, you also open to the higher ones, the love, the truth, the joy, the gratitude, all of those higher emotions that we really want to vibrate with when we're in quantum joy alignment. So it is definitely challenging. I know myself, this has been something that I'm constantly working on, opening to all my emotions, doing that healing work, healing the grief, the sadness. And I know that when back in my 40s, I was diagnosed with clinical depression, and I was taking an antidepressant. And what I found is I didn't feel the depression. I didn't feel the low, difficult sadness that really kept me stuck. But I also didn't feel the higher vibration energies of kind of joy and exuberance and excitement. I was kind of in this more neutral place. Now, I'm not at all saying that antidepressants are not good. There are times in people's lives that you may need them. And in my life, it was definitely a great move because it gave me a way to function so I could work on myself. I could do some therapy. I could make some changes in my life, started meditating, made some changes in my day-to-day life, started feeling better. I was able to get off the antidepressants. The main thing that did it for me was the meditation and learning self-compassion, learning to love myself. But when what my point is that when you close down your emotional window, you don't feel as much of the higher vibrations. At least that's been my experience of clients. You have to open to all of your emotions if you want to feel more of that higher vibration of joy. So you've got to work with the difficult ones as well as open up to the higher vibrations. And then the third piece, after you make that list, after you start working productively with all of your emotions, you've got to tap into your heart. I'll say that again. You have to tap into your heart. The heart is really the focal point of where you want to be if you want to come into quantum joy alignment for a number of reasons. First of all, frankly, your heart is more intelligent than your brain. In our culture, we're taught to put the brain first, but the brain, the mind, is truly supposed to be the servant, not the master. The mind is going to take this information from your heart and figure out, how do I enact it in my life? So I always talk to people when I'm, doing astrological readings. We're looking at, where is your Mercury, your mind, your communication, and also Mars, your ego. But where is that in service to Venus, your heart, your core values, where beauty and love and truth are in your life, what brings you joy, where your passion is, tapping into your heart and noticing and asking, what truly lights me up? What sets my heart on fire? And it can be very tricky if you're used to, was my story for years. I was really taught to put the head first. I was an academic. I have more degrees than a thermometer, and always thinking all the time. But, I was in this kind of monkey mind where I was always trying to figure out things with my heart. And I never got to that truly joyful place because I wasn't tapping into my heart. So your heart is more powerful then your mind, and the mind is really supposed to be the servant, and the ego as well. We need an ego to get things done, to notice where we are in society and how we define ourselves. But again, it's supposed to be in service to the heart. The heart is much more magnetically and electrically active than the mind, than the brain. We feel so much in our hearts, but if we're not tapped in to that heart energy, we're not going to be able to connect with that and then, tap into our brain and how am I going to enact this? So we have to tap into our heart. So that's today's conversation. So my challenge for you, if you want to connect with more quantum joy alignment, come into quantum joy alignment, have more joy, more love, more truth in your life. First of all, make that list. This is a great time to do that, to really understand yourself as we are in the beginning of the year. We're also in Aquarius season, which is really a great time to see, where do I fit into the collective? Is my joy leading me? What is my passion and purpose? How do I serve the collective to make it a better place? Whatever that is, maybe, for you, it's about, making the best cupcakes in the world and selling those at the PTA bake sale. Maybe it is, working with people and using your wisdom to counsel people. Maybe it's raising your grandkids or helping your kids or being that light at your workplace. But notice, where is my passion? What am I incredibly great at? What would I do all day long? So make that joy list. Then connect with all your emotions, do the healing work that you need to do, as well as connect with more of those higher vibrations of love, of joy, of truth, of what brings beauty in your life. And then really connecting with your heart. And it takes a lot of courage to connect with your heart, which brings me to this Leo full moon, which is happening on Thursday at 12:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, Leo is all about the lion. And when you think about the lion, what comes to mind? Courage, vibrancy, that inner child. Leo is fixed fire energy. It is the heart of the summer. It is really all about love and shining your light and having more love and light in your life. It's really about connecting with your truth, your light, what truly brings you joy and lights you up. And it's, again, following your heart. Because courage, when we think about the lion, we think about, of course, courage. And courage in French comes from, the root of the word is cœur, which is French for heart. And so courage isn't just about being brave. It can be about being brave, but is also very much about following your heart, which isn't always easy to do, right? Because sometimes your heart tells you things and your mind is going nuts. I'll give you an example. So I am currently broadcasting from Costa Rica. And I stepped foot in this amazing country January 25th of 2023 with my man, Ken. We were just going on a 3-week vacation. We met this man when we were here in Guanacaste near Playa Hermosa, where we currently live. And he told us all about being an expat and kind of filed that in the back of our brain and took the name of his real estate agent. And then we traveled the country. We had a great time. And we just decided to connect with Joseph, the real estate agent, at the end of our trip, at the end of our 3 weeks back here in Playa Hermosa. And we connected with Joseph. He showed us a couple properties and we stepped in the house that we ended up buying. And my heart was like, I don't feel worthy of this house. I had to work through a lot of worthiness. So that's a lot about this Leo full moon energy. So I had to really work through this. Oh my God, I don't quite feel worthy of this house. But my heart was also saying, this is home. That my intuition, that heart energy was like, wow, I feel so comfortable here. All I wanted to do was walk around barefoot, just walk around and say, I love this house. I want to be in this house. And so I listened to my intuition. We ended up putting an offer on the house on Valentine's Day. And when I was signing the offer, my ego and my mind were going absolutely nuts. Well, part of my heart was super excited and like, yes, this is right. You've got to do this thing. my heart was also beating like, I think it was probably 100, 110, beats per a minute. It was going absolutely nuts because I was so in fear by listening to my heart. And that's one of the lessons of this full moon is as we connect with our passion, our purpose, our self-love, what lights us up, fear starts to come up. So I had this fear, like, what are people going to think? You go to a country, you don't speak the language, you don't know how things work, and you're going to go and, put a deposit down on a house and live in a foreign country. My mind was like, this is absolutely bananas to go and do this. But I did it. And I said to myself, the back of my mind was like, okay, if you listen to your intuition this time and you're happy about your decision, you will always listen to your intuition. You were deep in that. And every time we lean into that heart energy and we really listen to our intuition, that's when we truly, good things start to happen and opportunities start to open us up for us. So this Leo moon is really all about loving yourself, listening to your intuition. So with the full moon, it's all about shining a light on the shadow self. With the new moon, if you're new to astrology or new with working with astrology, the moon is a fantastic place to start. So that's kind of where I started several years ago. I've always been interested in astrology, but I started working with the moon because the moon takes 28 days to go around the earth, and it goes through all of the various 12 astrological signs. So you start with the new moon is the start of this lunar cycle. You set intentions, what you intend to do. Think of the intentions as planting seeds. So we set intentions. The new moon is always in the same sign as the sun. So we had this Aquarius new moon several weeks ago, setting intentions, planting these seeds. And we start to water these seeds. And then 2 weeks later, we get to the full moon. And the full moon is always opposing where we are astrological. So we're in Aquarius, and the full moon is in Leo, which is the opposite sign. And so now we're having this full moon, which is shining a light on the shadow parts that come up. So as you think about, gee, where was I at 2 weeks ago? What did I really set intentions around? And what are the fears that started coming up, or what are the things that I need to let go of? That's a big issue when, you follow your heart. Not everybody's going to like it. When you come to quantum joy alignment and you start to feel enlightened, you start to embrace yourself, you start to elevate your body, your mind, your emotions, you start to enlighten yourself, connect with your soul, your spirit, and find your joy, your passion, and your purpose. Not everybody's going to like it when you start to elevate your vibration, because when we are elevating our vibration, we have an aura that interacts with other people when we are in the same space as them physically and also at a distance. And this is just me talking woo here. Science can really measure our vibrational field and see, like Venn diagrams, how our vibrational fields interact. You might notice, especially if you are an empath, when you walk into a room, you can feel that energy. And so when you are elevating your vibration and you're at a very high vibration, you will notice that, other people might not like it. It's not where they are at. And so you might lose friends. You might piss off people who are close to you. You might need to change relationships. You might need to, change jobs. You might need to change your lifestyle behavior. So as we start to want to follow our heart, make changes in the way we're relating to ourselves, in the emotions we want to vibrate with, in our lifestyle, in our behaviors, fear starts to come up because your brain, again, this Mercury, this brain, and Mars, our ego, isn't very interested in us being in quantum joy alignment. It just wants us to be safe. So fear starts to come up to keep us small and safe. So we have to keep dipping into our heart, dipping into our emotions, doing practices in our lives that really help us to maintain the high vibration, whether that is meditating, chanting, taking long walks, like my client, finding ways, things that brought her joy. That's why that joy list is so important. It will help you to find practices that you love that keep you in this high vibration. So it's a little bit about the moon. Again, it is happening on Thursday around 12:54 Eastern Standard Time, a really good time to shine a light on what it is that really is your passion, your purpose, maybe thinking about what did I love to do as a kid, because Leo is also about the energy of that inner child. It's a very fun, light, beautiful, fiery energy. And then noticing the fear that comes up as you tap into your heart, tap into the courageous Leo energy, look into, I want to, be seen and have love and acceptance, but I really need to love and accept myself first. Notice the fear that comes up for you and do what you need to do. Look at last week's show to learn how to work more productively with your fear so that you can move forward and come into quantum joy alignment. So let's pick a couple cards and then we'll do a little meditation to really help you to have an experience to connect with your beautiful heart. All right, let me go ahead. And if you would like a card, I'm going to go ahead and turn the chat on. So if you are enjoying the show, please subscribe to my channel. I encourage you to subscribe to the Enlightened World Network. They have fantastic programming. Let me know the kind of guests you'd like to hear. You can always reach out to me as well at themidlifewhisperer.com. That's themidlifewhisperer.com. If you're struggling with any of these issues, please do reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation with you to see how I can support and help you. And if you would like a card, so I'll go ahead and take a look at the chat to see if anyone is wanting a card at this point. And let's go ahead and pull a few cards to see what we need to know this week. All right, so let me pull. I like to pull 3 cards, kind of put the cards in 3 different piles. So the first card is the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, make sure you guys can see that. There we go, it's in focus. So the King of Pentacles is really the absolute manifester of the tarot. So the King of Pentacles is really fantastic at being able to tap into this manifestation. So thinking about, okay, I've planted these seeds of what I want to manifest in my life. I've watered them, helping them to grow, thinking about what is the environment to help my seeds grow? How am I watering them? How am I bringing them sun? Maybe doing some journaling around this Leo full moon to really connect with how can I better manifest what I want in my life? So this energy of the King of Pentacles is really being a master manifester. So thinking about how do I have more of what I want in my life? How do I open up to the opportunities and create the right environment, the soil? How do I water them with more love, more joy, more truth, and shine a light so that they grow? All right, the next card that we need to know here, perfection, the Strength card. I mean, this is the absolute card for Leo. So the Strength card is really, connecting with your strengths. And also, connecting with the things that slip you up, because sometimes, and one of my dear friends, one of my clients had this beautiful post the other day, and she was, noticing that her strengths and weaknesses were the same thing. And so noticing sometimes, and that's the thing I love about astrology, is it's all opposite ends of the spectrum. So our strength might be that we are, able to show up and shine our light and be vibrant. Like for me, I love being on stages, but then a weakness is feeling like I always need approval. Like I've got a Leo rising. So really tapping into your strengths, but also tapping into how do you tame those parts of you that sometimes can be a little bit wild. So bringing some of that self-compassion, that self-love into those parts of you that sometimes can slip up, the aspects of your strengths that also can be a weakness when they go too far. So tapping into the strength, tapping into that fierce Leo energy of what your heart is saying. And then again, giving yourself that self-compassion when those fears come up around what it is that your heart is telling you to do. And then finally, perfect card. Finally, we have the 10 of swords. So this is this mind energy of really allowing your fears. This, you can see this figure here is kind of clobbered by all of the rumination, the thoughts that are going on in his or her mind. And what we need to do is, you can see that there's no blood or anything here. Sometimes we need to just work more productively with our thoughts, with those difficult thoughts that are initially keeping us up at night and feeling like they're going to flatten us. Once we recognize them, so we recognize those ruminations that are always getting in the way of us moving forward with this beautiful, Leo energy of what our heart is telling us to do. When we can recognize them, whether we do journaling, whether we get coaching, whether we get therapy, or we do mindfulness meditation, of noticing, oh, I just have all these thoughts. What thoughts do I want to let go? What thoughts do I want to elevate? And, what thoughts are neutral that I sort of want to have in the background? So again, really powerful energy. The three cards together are really telling us to tap into that Leo energy of strength, working more productively with the difficult thoughts that come up, and then really having the courage to say that, it's a lot of this Leo energy is about creating a life that you love. And that's really what quantum joy alignment is all about. Is part of our purpose here is to enjoy our life. To enjoy your life. That is part of the reason that we incarnate, that we come onto the planet, is to experience all of life, to learn, to grow, and to enjoy it to the fullest. So let's go ahead and do a meditation to really help you to connect with your heart, to work through some of those fears that you might be experiencing as you listen to your heart, so that you can come into quantum joy alignment and really be that magical manifester. So go ahead and close your eyes and just take a couple of breaths. There's nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to be doing. Just bring your hand to your heart, maybe one hand to the belly. Just connecting with your physical self. So noticing how your hand feels, noticing how your heart, perhaps your belly feels as you connect with yourself, and just seeing if you can embrace yourself with this energy of love and compassion. Can you turn towards yourself the way you would a good friend? Just connecting with that beautiful heart energy. Taking a moment and thinking about this list of what brings you joy. So you connect with your heart. Think about what brings me joy in my life, and just notice one or two things that come up for you. And as you think about this couple of things that bring you joy, notice if there's a challenge around that, or maybe a fear. What comes up when you think about, gee, I'd really like to travel, or I'd really like to meet the love of my life, or I'd really like to change my finances or my home situation or my relationship with people I love, my work situation, whatever that is. Or maybe I'd like to change things in terms of my relationship with my body, myself. So as you think about having more joy, those one or two things, noticing, well, do I have a question or a challenge or a fear that comes up for me when I think about doing those things? Just notice what's the emotion that comes up for you. So again, maybe it's fear, maybe it's fear of rejection, fear of failure, or maybe it's just overwhelm or confusion. You don't know how you're going to do it. Just notice what comes up. Put that in the back of your mind. You can even write it down if you want to for a moment. Now again, breathing into your heart. So connecting with this beautiful organ that keeps you alive, that beats thousands and thousands of times every single day. That's so beautiful, so divine. Breathing into your heart. A little deeper than normal, finding a slow, steady rhythm. And as you connect with this beautiful, courageous heart energy of Leo, the lion, tap into your intuition, thinking about, what do I need to do, be, let go of, transform, shining a light, the dark places that need transformation so that you truly can have more joy in your life. And as you're doing this, noticing what comes up for you, I'm just sending you a little Reiki, whether you're listening to the recording or the live, sending you some healing energy to help you tap in to those shadow places in your heart, which keep you out of quantum joy alignment. As things come up, maybe just calm energy you want to breathe into. Just noticing, what do I need to let go of? Because enlightenment, having more joy, passion, coming into quantum joy alignment is so much about removing the lampshades that are blocking your light. Just seeing yourself just filled with light and love, just seeing the light, just dissolving all of the dark, difficult places that keep you stuck. Seeing yourself connecting with more vibrancy, maybe seeing yourself, visualizing yourself doing that thing that brings you joy and passion, happiness. See yourself doing one of those or two of those things that just bring you so much joy. And we're just asking God's source spirit to bless everyone who is part of this meditation. May you be filled with love and light. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be at ease. May you come into quantum joy alignment. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we be safe. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be at ease. Taking a moment just to connect with your physical self, just wiggling your fingers and toes, taking a few more deep cleansing breaths, opening your eyes. Just notice, how do you feel? Maybe taking a moment to write a few things down. I know for me, when I thought about what truly brings me joy, I thought about going swimming with my husband, Kenny. Today's his birthday. So when I'm done talking with you today, we are going to take a long dip in the ocean. And that brings me so much joy, swimming and being with him. So notice what brings you joy. And I truly encourage you over the next couple of days. It's a very powerful full moon. It is in a conversation. It's in a square with Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, Jupiter in Taurus. And it's also in a trine with Venus in Capricorn, the planet of love and passion and beauty. So connect with truly what brings you joy. Give yourself permission to connect with that beautiful heart. And when the fear comes up, know that this is totally normal. If you're going to step outside your comfort zone, do those things that bring you joy, it's definitely going to trigger some old stuff. But I am here to encourage you. I am here to support you. Please do go to my website, themidlifewhisperer.com. I've got a free gift for you there, 10 steps to rock your midlife. Follow the Enlightened World Network. They have great tools to help you to come into quantum joy and alignment and love yourself and your life more. And no matter your age, your stage, where you are at in your life can be absolutely beautiful. But one more key before I sign off for today is you've got to love yourself and give yourself permission to go there, because it's only in the now that we can create the shift. It's not sometime in the future. It's not sometime in the past. It's in the present moment that we can heal our past and really visualize our future so that we continue to have more and more beautiful moments where we are truly in quantum joy alignment. So thank you so much for watching today. Let me know what you think about the show. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave me a comment, whether you're looking on Facebook or you are watching it on YouTube. I'd love to know what you think about the show. Do like the show. It helps the algorithm know what type of people to show the show to. And I will see you next week. Have such a great week. Thanks again.